Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Total War Attila in our Eternal Empire series. So this begins part 3 of the series. In other words, we are on episode 72. If you're watching this in the backlog, then you might have just jumped in from episode 71, but we are beginning a new 20-episode run, and I'm thinking this one is going to be really productive. So before we jump in and get to some gameplay here, I want to take a second for anyone who might be joining us in the series and just review where we are. This is the Roman Empire as it currently stands. Attila is dead. Unfortunately, we did not get the opportunity to kill him. It appears that Winter and maybe a smaller king that he was picking on / was picking on him might have done him in unexpectedly. It was kind of a downer towards the end of the last part of the series, but the upshot, of course, being Attila's dead, and we don't have to worry about hunting him down and fighting his strengthened hordes anymore. With Attila dead, the Huns don't spawn as many death stacks. We've already started to kill their armies off, especially once the Huns are dead. Rome should just be able to sweep across, reclaim and rebuild, in fact, the Eternal City. I mentioned in the previous episode, you might notice that Rome is actually desolate. Rome has been burned to the ground. Let me show you. This was some time back that this happened. But we actually need to rebuild, not just reconquer Rome. I'm hoping someone else does it for us so that when we get there, we can actually see the city and march on it, which is always a fun thing about playing as the Eastern Roman Empire and reclaiming the empire. If you are brand new to the series and you don't know what's going on, so the basic premise behind this series is that the Emperor Arcadius, who is the emperor when the series started and when any Eastern Roman Empire campaign, unless you're modding it, starts, had this vision from the messenger god Mercury, the old messenger god. At the time, the Eastern Roman Empire had converted to Christianity, the Western Roman Empire had separated from the Eastern, and both were falling into disarray, and he had this vision saying, we can reclaim the glory of Rome, we can restore the might of the army, and we can restore the true old pagan ways and the righteous justice of the old gods. And that has happened. We are now a Greco-Roman pagan empire, 50% following. In fact, you only need 35% to convert, so we've climbed up to 50, and we're doing even better. The capital is, of course, in Constantinople, and will remain in Constantinople even when we recapture Rome, because there's no way to move capitals in Total War Attila, quite sadly, unless you use mods. But even when you use mods, I don't think it works on save games. You have to, for instance, if you're playing as the Western Roman Empire and you want to move the capital to Rome, you have to start a new save game. You have to start a new campaign with a mod that moves the capital from Milan up here to Rome, and then you can do it. But anyway, I digress. This is the state of the current Roman Empire. And as you can see, all of these yellow flags are where we have our armies. And then we have some additional armies down here in the area of Carthage. Now, Carthage itself is owned by Hispania, which Hispania, let me show you the diplomatic map so we have a sense of kind of the largest forces. Let's rank everyone by strength. The Picts are the strongest force, and they have territory all over the place. The Picts actually have territory. In Italia. They are the ones that I am hoping are going to rebuild Rome before we get there. It's tough to get the AI, the vanilla AI, which we're using here, to recolonize settlements, but I'm hoping they'll do it. They also, of course, because they're the Picts, it's so funny, by the way, that this is happening with the Picts, because the other series, again, for those of you who are watching this in the backlog, you might not know this, the other series I have going in my 12 p.m. slot right now is a Crusader Kings 2 series called Lord of the Scots, where I started playing as the Picts in this very area. So it's kind of hilarious that they're coming down to mess with me in my game of Total War Attila as well. So they are actually the second strongest faction. Then we have Hispania. They control Carthage. They control, Corsica at Sardinia. Yeah, that's what this is. Corsica and Sardinia. They control these islands. And then they control a stretch of territory here. The Abdanians are also very strong. But notice, though, something very, very interesting. The second strongest empire only has that much territory and is not even combined. So by no means are our strongest enemies even really a threat to our might at this point. So I have a lot of hope for the next 20 episodes in the Eternal Empire series that we can make a lot of headway. I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but mine are up there. I definitely think we can make a lot of progress. Not necessarily end the series, but again, this is going to go to episode 91, and that's typically a Total War series when I'm playing at my current pace. if you're conquering the entire map, it's going to be about 100 episodes-ish. So maybe within the next part or two of the series, we're going to see the entire map painted this glorious purple, which we can't see right now because we don't have the the other map pulled up. But anyway, yeah. That. We're going to see the entire map be purple. So anyway, I wanted to do that because earlier in the series I was so frustrated by the fact that I couldn't get that map to turn purple when I wanted it to, just to show the state of the empire. So that's the state of our territory. Now let's take a look really quick at the state of our family. This is Arcadius. His son, Eutropius Cantius Symmachus, is 40, and he is currently emperor. We had to adopt a new governor into the throne, or I'm sorry, not a new governor, a new heir, because this character has only ever had a bastard child, and we don't want the empire to be inherited by a bastard. So Anicius Vatia, one of the reasons we picked him is he also is, let's see, yes, he's respectful. So he actually is a true pagan. Tree and stone, I honor the gods, man. See, that's his quote. Those are his words. And so he will help uphold the vision of his grandfather, his adopted grandfather, Flavius Arcadius Augustus, who had the vision for Mercury that Rome was to be restored. But in order to actually pass the crown of heir to Anicius, we need him to get married, and we need him to have a wife. So that is our next priority. He's not much younger than the current emperor either. So not an ideal situation. There's also the possibility that Albia Vespillo could still conceive a child for the emperor, and it could be a legitimate son. We had a daughter 7 years ago. Our first son, Septimus, passed away very, very young. His name was Septimus Caesar, which would have been badass, but unfortunately we lost him. Offices-wise, looks like we have some holes to fill in, so let me take a peek real quick. Yep, we can promote you to Commander-in-Chief. This character is having some loyalty issues, so we're going to deal with that. The Emperor will deal with that personally. And then looks like we can promote a few new military counts. So let's do that. Or at least one new military count. Yep, just one. All right. And that's that. So that is the state of our family. We also, as you can see, our power is respectable. So we're getting only a +1 loyalty bonus. We're actually getting a public order penalty, but our forces have additional integrity because we are extremely, like we as the emperor are in charge. We want to stay somewhere in this balance though, because once it gets too far askew one way or the other, you risk civil war, and we don't want that. So that is the current state of the family, and as you saw, here's the current faction summary. We're far and away the strongest faction on the map. We still have a long way to go before we can have additional armies though. And then finally, speaking of armies, let's actually take a look at where armies are positioned. Now, I'm going to jump around a lot here while I'm reviewing this stuff. So again, for those of you who are new and just for future reference in general, if I start jumping around, you have no idea where I am, just look down here and you can see where I'm looking on the map. So I have these two armies in Sirmium kind of defending the city. Actually, I cannot fortify the army. That's unfortunate. Can I step this one outside of Sirmium and fortify them? No, I can't. All right, crap. All right, can I fortify these guys? Yes, I can. Good. All right, so we have a few people that are just kind of out in desert attrition type territory, which is, or not desert attrition, but winter attrition, which is not good. I need them to, can I maybe, no, I can't do with them either. These guys have all just been involved in a fight to finish off some of these Hunnic stacks, which are all about to die. So these Hunnic stacks should be good, and we'll take care of them hopefully in the coming turns. We don't have a lot of money left, but let's also take a look at where we have other armies as well. Actually, most of our forces are right here. We have this army in Romula, then we have some agents elsewhere, but then army-wise, oh yes, that's right, we have a couple of armies here as well, totally forgot, holding down the far northern side, actually the central northern side of our territory, and they're probably going to push a little further that direction as well, just to keep things moving in that direction. And then, of course, we have these two armies which will take on Hispania, especially now that it's interesting that the Suebians, you guys that have been following the series for a while, remember that these guys were very strong for a while. They're probably the most cohesive territory of anything on the map. They're the most cohesive kingdom because they have all this territory together. So it's probably the largest, like, single massive territory that is owned by one faction. But they have dropped in strength ranking. They are now, what were they? 5th. So, you know, we're definitely getting to a point where we're going to be ready to retake Carthage and really march on Italia and do a lot of damage. So anyway, that is 10 minutes of catch up. I have talked enough. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll go ahead and end the turn. and see what kind of moves, first of all, the Huns make, because we still need to finish off the Huns as we jump back into Eternal Empire here. But after that, it's really whatever I want to do. We're far and away the strongest faction on the map. Our armies are in good positions. We are at war with the Picts because the Picts, I think we discovered, were allied with the Huns. So as you can see, they have a lot of stacks in the area, and I'm really hoping that they use one of them to recolonize Rome. That the AI thinks, well, that could be some additional territory that I could use to shore up my defenses against this burgeoning Eastern Roman Empire that thinks they can reclaim the mantle. I'm just kidding. The AI is not actually that detailed in its thinking, but I do hope that they will rebuild Rome, just because it would be so cool. I want to march on Rome, and I had that taken from me, just like I had Attila's death taken from me. Oh no! Oh no! So these stacks are those stacks are actually stronger than I expected. Huh. Okay, so this battle looks like it's in our favor. Tell you what, I'm going to back off, and hopefully they won't kill me.
Finding shelter.
No, they're still going to do something. Hopefully I can retreat with this army too. Yes, I can.
Regroup and fall back. Gathering supplies.
All right, good. They left me alone. I didn't like the terms of that battle, but now they're trying to... These armies are actually in surprisingly good shape. I'm not sure how they recovered so quickly. I felt like they were all weak. Maybe I didn't look at them very closely, but I feel like those were weak armies just a second ago. I'm telling you, the Total War AI, it cheats. It's fun, but it cheats. So, all right, so hostile legion activity. But I could be wrong. Office secured, very good. Loyalty secured, that's the best. That's not just very good, that's very good news. That's not just very good, that's very good. That's total contradiction. Good job. All right, so I'm going to move these armies close to Sopiane, and we're going to have them fortify up. Actually, this army here, I'm going to completely pull them out because I need to rebuild them. All right. Let's see. Right now, this army's in good shape, but they can't quite make it to where those stacks are. This army could, though. All right, so we have this army that's still healing up. So because the Huns are in my territory, it's their faction trait. I am not regenerating troops for these armies, which is really annoying. So what I'm going to do is move this army up. Same with this army, because these armies are mostly healed. So now there's a giant force that's kind of responding to this presence in the area that will hopefully scare them off. Yeah, these armies should not be that composed. I'm not sure what's going on there. But, yeah, that's a little surprising. And then we're going to move this army down to Sirmium. This army up to Romula. And then I can't remember if I have recruit. No, this is not a recruiting center. So maybe, can I move you a little farther? Yes, I can. To Tremontium, but now that he's in rapid march mode, I can't actually recruit with them. That's fine. Whatever. All right, so now public order in this province is looking pretty good, but I still have work to do here. I think we need to break that down. I don't need skirmish engineering. I'm going to break that down as well. We definitely do need additional growth here because we need to rebuild this province, and let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Since Attila is no longer a threat, we're going to colonize Cotaeus and start rebuilding it. With the cloaca fully built, it should regrow and rebuild rather pretty quickly. Also, having an additional city, like the full city with no desolation, that will help public order improve faster as well. So speaking of that, let's stick near the Middle East. We still have some work to do as far as exploring or expanding upon our territory that we've already built up here, that we've conquered over several turns. Let me go ahead and fully upgrade the rest of the cities in Azoristan. This, of course, is the old capital of the fallen Sassanid Empire. We've completely conquered their territory. We own this edge of the map. It's going to be a power center for us going forward. And unless we have a civil war, there's just not going to be any issues. We're in good shape at this point. Famous last words, I know. All right, so I was building up a recruiting center here. I remember this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and build the Legionary Barracks. It's super expensive. That's just the way the mod is. The Imperium Praetorium mod that I'm using to make my units look awesome in this map. I will build the fishing port as well, because food. And, yeah, we need some additional Roman religion in this area, so let's go ahead and build a consecrated ground there. And now we're almost out of money. So let's, this definitely needs to be, it's infertile, so you need to be a cattle herd. We need some additional food coming in that way. And with that being done, let me take a quick look and see where we might have taxes disabled and where we can re-enable taxes. Not there just yet. Not there just yet either. So we mostly have taxes disabled in provinces that make sense. Taxes are enabled everywhere else. Okay, this is Caucasia. Ooh. Okay, so this is actually the territory we were just looking at. It's going to lower public order a bit to turn taxes back on. What about the food situation, though? The food situation might be worse, so I'm going to keep taxes off there. What about here? Nope. Still building there as well. Okay, I think that's everywhere. Yes, that's everywhere. Okay, so we've got taxes set up. Let's go ahead and... Are we ready to end the turn? I think we are. Oh, wait. There's one more thing to do. We are not, because we promoted a guy, we do not currently have an Imperial Master of Horse. So we need to fix that. But I don't think we can. Because reasons. Great. All right. End the turn. Oh, wait. Maximinus Pera, who is the governor down in, looks like, Garamantia? Right? Yeah, Garamantia. The Sahara province. So he's governor in Sahara. He is ready for a new skill. So let's go ahead and move him. He's 56. He should be able to get Virulustris, which will give him some really, really good stats as he nears the end of his life. He's going to be a good governor, and has been a good governor for a long time down there, which is good. That's territory that's going to be a little bit closer to the front lines. So good to have some strong cities there and a good governor to back up the place. I think we put him there a long time ago just because Garama, having a gem production city in it, is one of our most productive cities. I think that's why. So, and of course I built some of the gem mines on suggestions from commenters much earlier in the series when they noticed that I had not noticed a few areas. I think Nova Trajana Bastra, or maybe it was Aelia Capitolina and the Jerusalem area, they were gem cities, but I didn't have any buildings set up to actually take advantage of that. So that's something to keep an eye on. Which reminds me, it would probably be a good thing to do just to go through. I think I did this in one of the last episodes before I took a break for this series. So one of the last episodes, maybe around 70. But it would be a good thing to do to look at all of the territory and make sure that all of our special resources are being taken advantage of. Okay, this is interesting. The Huns are regaining strength a lot faster than you would expect, considering that Attila is dead. All right, inventory is climbing, though. All right, so Hunnic agents are messing with us a lot, which is to be expected, because they're jerks. We can't do much more here because Garama's not producing a ton of food, which is kind of annoying. I think, though, I can fix that. Maybe? No, maybe I can't. I can remove the builder's workshop here. That would take away from my income a little bit. I also need to upgrade the gem cutter here, because extra gemstones. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, yeah, while I'm thinking about it. All right, so this is a dye works. We definitely have that taken care of. I'm just going to go left to right here and look at my special resources. So look for icons here, and we want to make sure there's a matching building. So there's dye works there. We look there. Oh, wait. Wine. So when Salona is rebuilt, we definitely need to have some resources being captured there. Olive oil. Let's go ahead and start the olive press being built there. We want that fully built up. No questions asked. And, Sirmium. There definitely can be some additional building going on here. This is excellent. So these areas are expanding after we recolonize them, which is good news. Thessalonica, we're going to upgrade their fishing port. Skirmish engineering, not just yet. That's a little expensive, but we do want additional food. Anywhere we can get additional food, we're going to do it. And then we're going to upgrade that military port in Corinthus because we're going to be looking forward a little bit and possibly actually using ships for the first time in the series. Since I have the income to cover for a navy, you're going to see me start to take advantage of that as a way of making sure that we're dominant in the Mediterranean. I don't typically use ships that much in Total War Attila. I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot my duty here. All right, so statue carver, that's good. Olive oil mill, that's good. Lead mine. Let's go ahead and upgrade the lead mine there. And also let's upgrade let's do a food market here, followed by latrines. And we're going to upgrade all of this food production. Absolutely. Okay, so here is some salt. A salt works. So we're basically just upgrading all of the special resources right now. I definitely want the one that gives additional influence for the state religion. That's the column carver is being built. And let's go ahead and do the consecrated ground too while we're at it. And there's nothing more I can do really this turn, but I'm just going to double check to be absolutely sure. I mean, there is more that I can do, but as far as upgrading, as far as building new buildings, I doubt that I can do it. Okay, it looks like my special resources are all covered. Yeah, Ayla. It wasn't Aelia Capitolina or Nova Trajana Bostra. It was Ayla that has a gem deposit. And we can upgrade that building, but we don't have the money to do it right now, which is what I was just explaining. Yep. Great press there. Looks like we're taken care of. Yep. Wait. Nope. Iron. There's nothing here. Or maybe there is. Maybe that's what this is. Yeah. Toolmaker. That's iron production. All right. That's good. Tosp. Good. Zafar. Good. Or not Zafar, but Omana. Zafar is fine. So, yeah, Zafar has a lead smelter as well. So they're both covered, in fact. Bitishketa. We definitely want Roman religion in this region, so let's go ahead and finish breaking down that stuff. Also, I need to take a look around and see if there's anything else I need to break down. Oh, okay, Arbella has marble. Didn't know that. That's something I'll have to take care of. Did not know that. Spahan does have a gold mine, so that's taken care of. Dye works in Seraph, so it looks like we're taken care of. Merv will have... Oh, no, they already have a Silk Road market. Very good. Kath has an iron worker. Very good. Fra has salt. All right, so I think we're covered. Constantina. Yep, statue carver. Yep, perfect. All right, we are mostly covered. There was one territory out here that I'll have to find again, but let's go ahead and end the turn. Vetius Epitius Dives. Oh, yes, the spy. I noticed that spy leveled up. That's good. Let's just give you a couple of random skills. He's just hanging out, reducing corruption in Ctesiphon. So, there you go. Not going to do anything with my armies that turn because I want to see... First of all, I want my armies to recover. Ooh, I probably should have put some of them in fortified mode, though. Huh. Well, but I want to see what moves the Huns make. I want to kind of lure them out of the woodwork to try and deal them another punishing blow. Again, now that Attila is dead, they're not going to regain strength as quickly, even though they have regained strength really quickly in this episode. We should be able to finish them off within the next episode or 3. What are you doing, Huns? That's kind of a long pause there. Okay, so they're hiding out in their little cubbyhole, raiding. The Rugians want a trade agreement. It's going to give us just 610.
If you agree it.
But they're going to pay us 3,000. Nah, I don't want to really strengthen a faction that I'm pretty sure I'm going to conquer in the coming episodes. No, we're going to hold off on that. So again, one mod we are using that's affecting these faction relations a little bit is we have... Oh, Roman separatists have been destroyed. That's good. Oh, no! He was that awesome governor. He died at the age of 56 in Sahara. That sucks. All right, we have some attrition damage. Master of Soldiers. All right, so we got some promotions we need to do. So as I was saying, one mod that I am running with this series, that really sucks that Maximinus Para died. I was just talking about how awesome he was and how good it was going to be to have him there. The mod that I'm using is improved diplomatic relations. Oh gosh, now I can't remember the name of the modder. I'm using Weslew. Yes, Weslew. He has done a couple of mods. I'm also using his Child Chance Tweaks mod. Oh yes, that's right. I need to build this army back up, don't I? All right. Tell you what, let's go ahead and break these guys down. We want to replace them with crossbowmen.
Soldiering, it's a good life. Come.
All right, and then we'll do some additional army reconstruction soon. Let me take another look at my armies and see where they are. All right. So as I recall, there was one... Where was it? Yes, Arbella. Yeah, we'll break down the Weaver. I hesitate to break these down because these Middle Eastern culture buildings are just so good at producing wealth, but we're gonna break those down. Ecbatana, we'll leave that one. That's fine. Oh, you know what? We need to upgrade the gem production here. Let's take care of that. So all of our trade routes will become more valuable with those extra gems. Axum, yeah, I don't think you need anything else for now. I really want to build up the cities that are more on the cusp of being rebuilt. All right, so we're going to build a taberny there in Duin to help with food production. Again, really, really focused on food production. It's not as much of an issue with the current building effects mod that I'm using. I'm playing as if I was playing hard building effects, really, which is the other mod that I released more recently. But it's still something that I really focus on just to make sure we never have any issues there. And then, of course, at the end of the series, when there's no more climate change, we can always downgrade some of the, or even remove some of the farms to make room for other stuff if we need to. What am I going to do here? Let's go ahead and do a forum there. And last but not least, yeah, we want to upgrade food production there. Upgrade iron production. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and build a Praetorian compound here in Africa. Because... we want to have as much recruiting capacity in that area as possible. I'm also going to build one in Garama, which is going to take up more food, and that's going to be rough. But you know what? I need to go ahead and upgrade this Thermae as well, because there is a sanitation issue at Garama that needs to be fixed. So we're going to upgrade that Thermae. As soon as I finish spending my money here, we'll go ahead and cut this episode. But I just want to make sure that everything is in good shape. Ptolemais probably needs to go ahead and be a higher level city. We'll do a stone cutter there to bring in some additional income. Okay, so that's it for that turn. I think we already looked at these positions here to see if any of them could be filled. I don't think there were any. You, seek a wife. It's going to take all of your influence to do it, but you need to find you a wife and see if you can have you a kid. Because if you can have a legitimate heir and continue the line, then we might make you our actual heir, my good man. But we're going to do that in the coming episodes, not in this one. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes in Eternal Empire every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT-4 if you're not in the States. And comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit.